and hello out there, everybody. What's going on? This is Miho from the Too Close to Call cast, and I am joined by my co-host, Pags, and I hope you did your homework this past week, Pags, because this is the...
Stream it!
So, did you watch some television?
I did.
Did you watch some internet TV?
I watched a little bit of everything.
Did you watch some on demand?
I did.
Did you live your life outside at any point at all?
I did. I had my son's birthday party, so I was freaking...
Well, then you clearly didn't prepare as hard as I did, because I didn't step foot outside this past week.
False. You were at my friend's birthday
for
party.
This hey, spoilers. People don't need to know my business, Pags. You share what's yours. Just saying, I was all week writing notes.
Grinding,
preparing for the talk about HBO Hard Knocks.
Grinding.
Oh, dude, see, that actually was pretty good there as an intro. If I could somehow do that like with actual music, that'd be pretty tight. But HBO decides NFL Hard Knocks. Oakland
what
Raiders.
Everyone's been waiting for.
It had to be. Either them or the Browns, right? Were they eligible?
Browns were last year, so I don't know if you're eligible
No,
for 2
I
years
think
in
you're
a
done.
row.
I think you're done. New coach, yeah.
Yes.
Gone. So, Oakland, the only appealing destination to get the mega ratings.
Oh, no doubt. HBO knew exactly what they were doing. I think on Barstool they were going to boycott Hard Knocks if it wasn't the Raiders. I mean, you got everything.
An hour is not going to be enough time.
You got Gruden. You got AB, Mayock. You got the move to Vegas coming. You got the fans in Oakland freaking pissed off about this.
You know who you
team.
didn't even talk about? They got Richie Incognito in the building.
Perfect.
Yeah, man.
Dude, everybody.
Okay, let's talk about these a little bit. First, we'll wrap them kind of together. Derek Carr, John Gruden, Antonio Brown. What do you think we'll see kind of behind the scenes in those offensive meetings, man? Do you think it's going to be like ESPN where Gruden's up there and he's like, "Hey, Derek, we're going to go out today. We're going to do the QB drills, and I'm going to whack you with the pool noodle.
Yes.
We're going to get you out there. Make sure you hold it high and tight.
Dude,
I want extra large pool noodles.
I want to see if we can actually see how much John Gruden, because I truly believe John Gruden fucking hates Derek Carr.
Do you?
And I think that's we're gonna finally see how much.
So you think they tried hard to get like number one and couldn't do it, and now they're stuck with DC?
Yes.
I don't know, man. He was good a couple of years ago. He had like the Carson Wentz syndrome of
he almost got MVP.
Going to be MVP and got hurt, and then we had Mike Glennon or whoever the hell it was.
Started their third string.
Unbelievable.
No, it was him, and then he got hurt, and then it was the kid from Michigan State, Cook, Connor Cook. God. He went in, and
unbelievable.
They were horrible. It was that classic.
So what do you
want
to see? You want to see the offensive meeting? Like what are you interested? What do you expect to see?
Well, first off, I know for a fact that Antonio Brown fucking hates Vontaze Burfict.
Do you think they squashed that? They said they squashed it.
I don't know, man. It's
that's some
had
reality
a lot
TV stuff.
of shit going on between them.
Dude. What do you think? Do you think they're going to videotape that initial high five, handshake, and they're going to be like, "Oh, dude, I'm sorry."
I bet they're going to be buddy.
I wish I didn't kill you that one time.
Yeah, I think Mayock's going to be a big part of it. Mayock and Gruden, two TV darlings for the last 10, 15 years. Now they're running a program together. I mean, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Here, I want to put a percentage on here for you.
A percentage?
I want you to give me a percentage.
Okay.
What are the chances?
Okay.
That Frank Caliendo is on Hard Knocks doing an Gruden impersonation.
On Hard Knocks, they bring him into the building to do
how
like
much
a
you
meeting as one of those like fake things where he comes out. Yeah, now that you're saying it and I'm working through it.
There's no doubt.
And during the rookie talent show,
something like that,
they'll come out and do that in the middle of the episode right before it cuts. And they'll be like, you're fired. I hit you with the pool noodles. He loves that one.
Yes, he does.
I love that one too. It's hilarious.
What's the percentage?
Over 50, I'll go 69%.
Yeah, I was going to say 70 to 80. I think there's no way HBO is going to not call Frank and be like, Frank, get on over here.
Yeah, even if John Gruden doesn't know one day,
he's going to pop up.
I'll call him up and get him in there. But looking forward to that at the end of July. I think first week of August, maybe.
Yeah, so I think the first couple weeks are filmed, and then the first week of August you get
Hard Knocks
first episode.
Yeah.
Right around the first preseason
Looking
game.
forward to that, man.
Yeah,
it's
going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. I hope there's some good TV there for sure.
There's going to be, dude. You have all of those polarizing figures in one locker room. It's going to be unbelievable. And I think we're downplaying the interactions they're going to have with the fans because people in Oakland are pissed that they're leaving to Vegas. And I'm sure we'll get a couple sneak previews of what it's going to look like.
It'll look like
Vegas.
The Replacements movie,
exactly.
dude. Like when their bus comes, hey, get out of here, you bastards. throwing eggs on him.
Freaking,
Keanu Reeves, the darling of
what's
the
his
internet.
name?
Shane Falco.
Shane Falco gets his car flipped over,
Yeah.
and then the other guys
We
come
got
with
you,
the guns. Underrated football movie, right
Yeah,
there.
dude, Keanu everywhere. I love it. But unbelievable. Hard Knocks, man. But I guess what? It's the best time of the week here for you lady listeners out there.
Hey, ladies, we got Bachelorette recap for
Oh.
2 episodes, but ABC freaked us out because we didn't
Yeah.
do a stream last week.
We didn't.
No, we didn't.
Oh, interesting.
So we didn't go over episode 5, but
Okay.
it worked out well because
Then
this
4
week's
was to be
episode-
determined. I remember
Correct.
the cliffhanger.
That was the 2 Lukes.
Okay. Yes.
And then it was to be
Yes.
determined again.
Oh my
in
dude,
episode
this
5.
is just—it's going to be to be determined till the last episode. That's the point of the show itself. It's always to be determined.
Episode 5A, Luke S., Luke P. Luke P. hated by everybody
Yes.
in the house. And she's listening to them fucking blabber on, accuse each other of everything, and then she's like, I've had enough of it. We're going right to the rose ceremony. So dudes are pissed. They're like, I didn't get my time with Hannah because the 2 Lukes
But did
are
she
leaving."
get to the middle of it?
No. Oh, she was in the middle of it, and then she walked out. She didn't say anything.
Okay.
She was pissed.
Interesting.
This is a common theme. Hannah gets pissed a lot.
Oh man.
We get to the rose ceremony. It's the start of the episode.
Okay.
Luke S. comes up and he's like, hey, Hannah, let me talk to you really quick. Boom. He sends himself home.
Oh, what?
Don't know what he said to her.
What?
I assume it's something like, hey, Luke P's
How
an
quick
asshole.
did this happen?
Like literally right away before she started giving out roses, he called her. He's like, hey, let me talk to you
Hey,
real
I'm
quick.
done. You didn't
I'm
pick
done.
me. I'm out of here.
He's like, I'm not even going to
Yo,
stand.
Luke P winning already.
Then the classic Chris Harrison walks in,
He's the
grabs
host.
a rose, and says, there will be one less rose
Yes.
today.
So he was
So all the
going.
guys are like, oh,
he was
shit.
going to get a rose.
Yes.
No longer in play.
She keeps Luke P around.
Okay. So who goes home then?
No name, guys.
Okay.
No, John Paul Jones.
Oh, JPJ.
JPJ's gone.
That's not a no name.
He's going to be on Bachelor in Paradise, so everybody keep your eyes out for him.
JPJ fans, you guys can relax.
Yes, so
You'll
John
see
Paul
him
Jones
again.
goes home.
Okay.
They go to Scotland. Everybody goes to Scotland.
Okay.
And she does a date with Mike, who is starting to become kind of a favorite. Great date. Gives him a rose. Whatever. Group date. They do the Scottish. They do like literally like, you know how like they like
Medieval?
flipping poles and shit like that, and like they're like carrying milk and wrestling. They're all in
Celtic
fucking
warriors?
kilts, Celtic something, whatever.
Okay.
And they're wrestling. They don't have fucking underwear on, and their dicks are just flying everywhere.
No, they're not.
I swear to God,
They're blurred out. though.
everything was blurred out, and Hannah's just like, "Oh, another dick."
Oh, guys at ABC, can we have a meeting here, please? A round meeting. We're getting
Give them
down.
some spanks.
We are getting down to 10 guys, and if I'm going to marry one of them, I need to see some wieners.
Before the fantasy
Got to
suites.
do the size here before we get into the sack.
So
that's amazing. First of all,
they do this whole thing. Jed pulls a bawling move. All of them wrestle each other, and Jed goes, "I want to wrestle Hannah." Hannah comes up, and he pins himself. And like then they start making out on the floor, and I'm like, "That's my boy right
she's
there."
totally feeling his hard wiener on
Oh,
her
no
when
doubt.
that's going on.
And
There's
there's-
nothing there.
Zero chance he didn't have a boner
Yeah.
in that thing.
Have you ever talked to chicks about that? Do you remember back in like the high school days
Like the
when you were
grinding
like
days?
when you were grinding and
Oh.
it's like clear as day what's going on?
Duh.
We both know what's happening. Have you
I'm
ever
like
asked some
18
girls about
no,
that?
I have not.
Dude, I have, right? So there's mixed responses, but more responses to the take it as a compliment team because they're well aware at that point, very little control about what's going
Right.
to happen. Like, it happens every time. Nobody's that dumb, okay?
Duh.
Takes like 2 or 3 times to do it to realize, yeah, okay, it's going to happen every time. So,
And if it doesn't, you're doing something wrong.
exactly right. So it's a compliment. We're doing just fine. But the whole thing, just ABC kind of
Yes.
coming in there. They're like Netflix, HBO, hold my beer.
Yes.
We're going to have ourselves a little bit of action.
So, group date goes well. Thing I did not tell everyone here is the final date card is a one-on-one with Luke P.
How does Luke P get this again?
Luke P, she's like, I want to figure shit out with you, and I don't want these dudes around me telling me what you're doing. I want to talk to you.
Is
So-
this still episode 5A or
Yes.
5B?
So this leads us into the cliffhanger.
Oh, okay. There's
So
a lot
Luke
going
P,
on.
she's trying to get a bunch of information out of this dude, and this dude is just fucking clueless. And his response to her, because you could tell she's getting pissed, is, "I talk to people, and people like me."
I talk to people, and people like me.
You could ask anybody, they like me. It's like Trump, like, perfect. I'm perfect. Like, I do it, and I do it the best. He basically could have been like, I have a 9-inch wiener. That's what people tell me.
People like me. I have a lot of Facebook friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's like,
and they're all real.
I walk into a convenience store and people are like, yo, this guy's a stand-up person. You're like, I know. It's just my aura that comes around me.
And she ate this up, or how did this
she
go
was
over?
pissed.
She was
like,
happy.
you don't fucking say that. No normal person says that.
You don't say that.
You know what says when they're trying to make somebody like them, say, people like me.
Hey.
It's like, oh, okay.
Hey, you're people, and people like me.
So
therefore, you like me.
Anyway, the end of the episode, basically they're sitting there talking at dinner, and essentially she goes, Luke, I can't give you this rose. Boom. Cut to black. We're like, Sopranos? What the hell just happened?
Was he eliminated? Yeah. And you had to wait a whole week on that.
So waited a whole week,
wow.
And now we're back into this week, 5B. She's there with Luke P, and she says, I'm sending your ass home.
No way.
So he walks out. He's pissed. Walks into the woods, loses the cameras for a little bit, and then he comes right back and convinces her to not send him home. So she goes, okay, I'm not going to give you this rose, but you can stay, and maybe I'll give you a rose at the rose ceremony. So the dudes are all just sitting there like a bunch of chicks, like, because the way they send them home is either a guy comes in and takes his luggage away, or the guy comes back with a rose. Well, Luke P comes back, but no rose.
So they come back with luggage or a rose?
So their luggage is sitting at the door. Whoever's on a date, their luggage is, they have to pack every single time.
I didn't know that.
And then if a guy comes in and
stood there and they're like, oh, no roses left. Like American Idol.
Right.
Like, you step forward, you two clearly got to go. And then they show them like strolling to the car. And then they're like, oh, drive to the
that's
airport.
what happens.
Okay.
Luke goes to the car, and the guy who picks up the luggage must meet him at the airport or whatever.
So they did send him.
They didn't send him home.
Oh, my God.
They come in, they're like, okay, that's Luke P, but he doesn't have a rose. Here's my thought. Dudes are starting to get pissed with how dumb she is leaving this guy around.
Dudes are getting pissed.
Dudes are pissed because they're jealous that she likes him so much, even though all this bad shit's around him.
It's kind of wild, but it's good television, I suppose.
Yeah, so she ends up
there were more eliminations.
So yeah.
Okay.
Devin went home. The guy that's unemployed, I love that guy. Literally for job, it said unemployed.
Amazing. Living the dream.
I was like, I called him the used car salesman. That's what he looks like.
He wishes.
He was like a 38-year-old dude, just like did not mess with any of the dudes. He went home. Because Hannah was just pissed because she's trying to have the cocktail hour talking to guys, but all she can hear in the background is guys bitching about Luke P and fighting with him. And she comes in and she's like, not only is it Luke P who's making me mad, it's all of you that are making me fucking crazy. And it's like, dude.
They're like, what are we doing?
Don't say that about my man Jed. My man Jed's just standing there in the corner chilling.
That's your favorite, right?
That's my boy.
He's still here.
Yes.
How many are left?
He got a rose at the group date rose.
Okay.
There are 8 guys left because Luke P got a rose.
That was going to be my guess.
So then they go to Latvia, which I don't know who the fuck would want to go to Latvia. That's besides the point. I'm like looking at it.
There's got to
like,
be some nice parts in Latvia.
This place looks shitty. I just think of the movie Euro Trip where they're like, a penny is like, they're like the richest people on earth. They're like, you have a penny?
Yeah, that's not close-minded or nearsighted.
The guy goes up and
Pags.
goes, see this penny? I quit, and he slaps his buddy in the face.
I saw one movie where Latvia is a poor country.
So anyway, she freaks out, and she says she doesn't want to be here anymore. So these dudes are sitting in Latvia.
Oh, my God.
And she's like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm done. And then Chris Harrison comes in, gives her a hug, blah, 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 blah. And then another hour I'm like, there's another hour. And they cut to Chris Harrison sitting in a room with her, talking to her. And they start going through highlights of the past season. There's only been 5 episodes. And I look at Alyssa, and we're on tape delay, so we're fast forwarding. I go, I'm going to fast forward this whole fucking thing because this is just a fucking recap of what we just watched.
They must be halfway.
Yeah, well, they don't do that normally.
And they don't know that you're out here on Stream It, giving people the play-by-play.
Exactly.
So you're like, why would people watch this when they're already listening to our podcast?
Exactly.
I've told
everybody's caught
this.
up.
Yes. I mean, Alyssa, clearly.
So
you're a listener.
Anyway.
So not a big deal. But
anyway, it's left up to be determined. But let me tell you, they left you with a cliffhanger of highlights to come.
Ooh.
And Luke P., the way it looks is he basically calls her out for having sex before she married him. Because he's like, you're going to marry me and we're going to have sex when we're married. And she's like, well, I've had sex before. And he basically gives her so much shit for it. It looks very entertaining.
Unbelievable. But we'll close here with, I watched, as well as apparently like 30 other million people. Did
Broke
you see
the record.
That headline, right?
Yeah.
Murder Mystery by Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
I did not. I've been wanting to watch it.
Did
I
you
haven't
watch
got
the
time.
trailer?
I saw the trailer.
Okay, so mini spoilers ahead here. I will not give away who, what, when, where, and why, but just I will say kind of characters and who they are. So if you don't want to hear anything, we'll see you guys next week on the Stream My Pod. But if you want to hear the trailer in synopsis form, I got you guys for the next couple of minutes. Essentially, dude, first of all, shout out Adam Sandler, who's figured it out.
Yes.
Because what is his deal with Netflix? I think like 8 movies.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen any of them?
I watched.
Because this is like 5.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of that, not Hateful Eight or whatever it was.
I know what you're talking about. I've seen probably like 3 of them. So they are what they are. They're Netflix movies.
They're Adam Sandler movies.
And that's why it's kudos to Adam Sandler. Because heyday Adam Sandler, Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison.
Mr. Deeds.
We're never going to see him again, which is totally fine.
Right.
But he's figured it out because he's at the point of his career where he's like, oh, you want to pay me a boatload of money to just come up with random movies? Okay. What do I want to do in this movie, Pags? Let's see. I want to go on a huge yacht, living in luxury. Okay, we're going to need a female, right? Who can I get? Who's pretty smoking? Because I'm going to have to make out with this chick during the movie. So Jennifer Aniston.
Well,
that's who we'll get.
I watched an interview with him, and he said at this point in his career, he's literally just making movies and finding girls he's had crushes on throughout his life and making them in his movie so he can make out with them.
He's winning.
He did it with Jennifer Aniston, he did it with Kate Beckinsale and Click.
Winning.
He's
It's
done it with all of them.
This is what he's doing, right? And people know it, and they just...
Sloane from Entourage in Zohan.
Dude, yeah. They just sign up for these movies. It's insane. 30 million people breaking records. But the reason I bring it up is because I hate myself for what I'm about to say, but I actually enjoyed watching the movie. Like, it genuinely, I laughed out loud a couple of times.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, like, it's just, okay, so the plot line, he's a detective, and she is a hairdresser who loves to read murder mystery novels.
Right.
So she's totally into that genre, and basically, they go on their honeymoon to Europe, get intercepted by this guy who's like, come on this yacht with this family thing, and then right before he signs the will where it's going to change money for everybody on board, lights go out, murder, bang.
It's the guy that plays Gaston in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, and the old guy's in, he's the bad guy from I Spy with Carell.
Right.
So, good dudes, man. Actors across the board. But, like, it's a murder mystery. Like, it's a book in movie form. And it's just kind of funny because he's the detective, and she is just so excited the entire time to be involved in all this because she's like, oh, my God, it's my books comes to life. This is what she... And Adam Sandler's like, honey, people are dead. Like, this is real life. People are just like, oh, my God, oh, my God. Oh, it could have been the daughter. Oh, that's the son. Well, he's got the motive. What are the motives? Love, revenge, money? Oh, my God, it's got it all, dude. Oh, this is so amazing.
Yeah.
And he's like, honey, that guy's dead. You can't be doing this right now. Like, so there's just those interactions where he is kind of the 50-year-old dude who's kind of given up on life and has those like witty zingers, like one-liners. The one time there's a woman who remarries a guy and they go back and forth and he's like, no, you're the worst. Like, if anybody knew about his entrances, now you do. And then he walks over and he goes, oh, I'm sorry you had to hear that. Adam Sandler goes, actually, that's the first time I've actually liked you a little bit. You know, like, it's so stupid, and I hate myself for liking what Adam Sandler is putting out there nowadays.
So you put the stamp of approval on the movie.
I do. Honestly, hour and a half, really dumb, don't need to hear every word. If you like murder mystery books as a chick, it's in one in movie form. You think you can figure it out. There is a twist at the end. I didn't have it. You think you kind of have it, but they spin it so like you really don't.
Right.
It's worth checking out, man. And there were just a couple of lines where Sandler just gets into that one bang, and I'm just like, God, that was fucking stupid, because I can see myself saying something like that when I reach that point in life.
I'm going to have to check it out. So looking at the time, that Bachelorette and Hard Knocks took a large chunk of this episode
Well,
out.
I didn't realize we didn't do one of these last week.
Yeah,
We
man.
had 2 Bachelorettes to get to. So
So-
quality episode, though.
Yeah, very quality. And I have a couple other things, and we will talk about that next episode. If you guys haven't
Okay.
watched it yet, Handmaid's Tale on Hulu.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You watched it?
Unbelievable show.
I look forward to
watched
that.
the first couple episodes of
Okay.
season 3. And Chernobyl.
Yes.
I can't even describe
Yeah.
it. It's so messed up.
That's what I heard,
It's
man.
unbelievable.
That's gonna
So we'll
be-
get into that later. Next week's episode is going to be a little depressing.
Little
Just-
different vibes for that one. But hey, taking a page out of the Bachelorette book and leaving a cliffhanger there
There it is.
for the listeners. So
Chris
come
Harrison
on
coming
back
on in.
next week when we talk about The Handmaid's Tale
Here we go.
and Chernobyl.
Next week on Stream My Pod.
Oh, keep going. I like that. Wrap it
Next
up. Wrap it
week
up in
on
that
Stream
voice.
My Pod, we will dive into The Handmaid's Tale and Chernobyl, and we will have episode 6 of Bachelorette. Continue to follow us on all social media platforms. All you Bachelorette fans out there, we're going to
Ooh.
keep you updated. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week. And as always, stream it.
Peace.